the global balance of power is shifting rapidly, in ways that few could have predicted just a decade ago. Across continents, alliances are being tested, and the very foundations of international relations are being redefined. As old certainties fade, new players are stepping onto the world stage, eager to shape the future according to their own interests and values. The BRICS bloc, originally coined as a simple economic acronym, has evolved into a formidable political force. What began as a loose coalition of emerging economies has now become a symbol of resistance to the traditional dominance of Western-led institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Today, BRICS is not just about economic growth. It's about asserting a new vision for global governance, one that challenges the status quo and seeks to create a more multipolar world. In a remarkable turn of events, even within the heart of Europe, countries like Hungary and Greece are now openly considering forging closer ties with BRICS. This is a dramatic shift. Just a few years ago, such a move would have been dismissed as impossible, even unthinkable. Yet, growing economic pressures, political disagreements within the European Union, and a desire for greater autonomy are pushing these nations to explore new partnerships beyond the traditional Western sphere. This development signals a deep and growing frustration with the current international order. Many feel that existing alliances no longer serve their interests, and that the promises of unity and prosperity have not been fulfilled. As a result, leaders and citizens alike are searching for alternatives, new alliances that might offer a better path forward, both economically and politically. For the BRICS nations, this moment is a powerful validation of their efforts to build a credible alternative to Western dominance. Their growing influence is now being recognized not just in the global south, but in the very heart of Europe. The expansion of BRICS, and the interest it is generating, marks a turning point in global affairs. For the European Union, however, these developments represent an existential threat. The possibility of member states drifting toward BRICS raises difficult questions about the future of European unity, and whether the EU can adapt to a rapidly changing world. The stakes could not be higher as the continent faces challenges to its cohesion and influence. In this story, we'll explore the remarkable rise of BRICS from a collection of emerging economies to a major, global power bloc. We'll trace its origins, examine the key moments that fueled its growth, and look at how it has managed to attract the attention, and sometimes the envy, of nations around the world. We'll also delve into the motivations behind Hungary and Greece's potential pivot toward BRICS. What are the economic, political, and social factors driving this shift? How are these countries weighing the risks and rewards of aligning with a new global power center? And what does this say about the broader mood within Europe today? Ultimately, we'll consider what these changes mean for the future of Europe, and for the world as a whole. As the old order gives way to the new, the choices made today will shape the global landscape for generations to come. The story of BRICS begins in 2001, when British economist Jim O'Neill, working at Goldman Sachs, coined the term as an investment acronym. He grouped together Brazil, Russia, India, and China, identifying them as the world's most promising emerging economies. At the time, these countries were experiencing rapid growth, and O'Neill's analysis suggested they would play a pivotal role in shaping the global economy in the 21st century. The acronym quickly gained traction, capturing the imagination of investors, policymakers, and the media alike. But what started as a financial label soon evolved into something much more significant. For the leaders of these nations, BRICS represented more than just a catchy acronym or set of investment opportunities. It became a symbol of their shared ambition to challenge a global system long dominated by Western powers, particularly the United States and Europe. These countries saw themselves as underrepresented in major international institutions like the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank. They believed that the rules of the global order were written without their input, and that their growing economic and political influence deserved greater recognition and respect. In 2009, the leaders of Brazil, Russia, India, and China met for the first official BRICS summit. This historic gathering marked the transition from an investment concept to a political alliance. Their goal was clear: to reform global governance structures, amplify their collective voice, and advocate for a more inclusive and equitable world order. The summit signaled their intent to work together on issues ranging from economic development to climate change, and to coordinate their positions in international forums. The following year, in 2010, South Africa was invited to join the group, transforming BRIC into BRICS. This expansion brought an important African perspective to the alliance, making it more representative of the global South. South Africa's inclusion also highlighted the group's commitment to diversity and its desire to address the unique challenges faced by developing nations across different continents. As BRICS matured, the group took concrete steps to reshape the global financial landscape. In 2014, they established the New Development Bank, designed to fund infrastructure and sustainable development projects in member countries and beyond. Alongside this, they created the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, a financial safety net intended to help members weather economic crises. These initiatives were seen as alternatives to the Western-dominated IMF and World Bank, offering developing countries more options and greater autonomy. One of BRICS' central missions is to reduce the world's dependence on the US dollar, which has long been the dominant currency in international trade and finance. By promoting the use of their own currencies and supporting a multipolar world order, BRICS aims to create a more balanced and resilient global economy. This vision challenges the status quo and seeks to empower countries that have historically been on the margins of global decision-making. Today, BRICS stands as a powerful coalition, coordinating on major global issues such as trade, security, health, and climate change. By presenting a united front, the group offers a distinct alternative to Western-led alliances like the G7. As BRICS continues to evolve, its influence on the world stage is only expected to grow, shaping the future of international relations and global governance. The 2020s saw BRICS expand rapidly, fueled by demand for an alternative to Western dominance. New members like Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, UAE, and Indonesia joined, boosting the bloc's global influence. BRICS now represents nearly half the world's population and a third of global GDP. The alliance controls key energy resources and trade routes, making it a major player in global markets. Internal divisions remain, especially between China's push for expansion and India's caution. The bloc's diversity raises questions about its long-term unity, but its influence is undeniable. The BRICS debate has reached the EU, with Hungary and Greece openly exploring closer ties. Hungary's government, led by Viktor Orban, is the most vocal, seeking a multi-aligned foreign policy. In Greece, opposition parties and business leaders see BRICS as a way out of economic stagnation. Both countries have inquired about becoming BRICS partner countries, alarming EU leaders. Brussels warns of severe consequences, but frustration with EU policies drives this shift. For Hungary and Greece, BRICS offers a chance to reclaim sovereignty and diversify alliances. Orban's Eastern opening policy is reshaping Hungary's foreign relations. He's built closer ties with Russia and China, arguing Hungary must benefit from Asia's rise. State media touts BRICS as a diplomatic win, promising energy deals and investment. Opposition warns this risks Hungary's EU membership and economic stability. Orban uses BRICS as leverage against Brussels, seeking better terms from the EU. He hopes to balance East and West, but this high-stakes gamble could force Hungary to choose sides. The outcome will define Hungary's future in a changing world. In Greece, BRICS appeals to those scarred by years of EU-imposed austerity. A broad coalition sees the New Development Bank as a way to fund growth without harsh conditions. The government remains officially pro-EU but is cautiously engaging with BRICS. This balancing act reflects deep public frustration and economic uncertainty. Supporters hope for new opportunities, especially with China's investment in Greek ports. Critics warn that even partial alignment with BRICS could trigger economic crisis and threaten Greece's place in the Eurozone. The debate exposes Greece's struggle to find a sustainable path forward. The prospect of EU members joining BRICS is sending shockwaves through the heart of Europe, threatening not only the EU's unity but also its long-standing global influence. For decades, the European Union has stood as a symbol of integration, cooperation, and shared prosperity. Now, with the possibility of Hungary and Greece aligning themselves with BRICS, the very foundation of this union is being called into question. The move is more than just a diplomatic shift. It's a potential turning point in the continent's political and economic landscape. For Hungary and Greece, the stakes are incredibly high. By considering BRICS membership, they risk losing access to the EU's single market, which is vital for their economies. Billions in EU funds that support infrastructure, education, and social programs could be withdrawn, leaving both countries facing economic uncertainty. Everyday citizens could feel the impact through job losses, rising prices, and reduced investment. The financial stability that comes with EU membership is not easily replaced, and the consequences could ripple through every sector of society. For the European Union as a whole, the real danger lies in the precedent this sets. If Hungary and Greece break ranks, other member states, especially those with growing dissatisfaction, might be tempted to follow. This could trigger a domino effect, undermining the entire European project that has taken decades to build. The EU's ability to act as a unified bloc on the world stage would be severely weakened, making it harder to address global challenges and protect its interests. The political consequences would be just as profound. The move could deepen existing ideological divides within Europe, fueling polarization and unrest. Protests and public debates would likely intensify, as citizens and leaders grapple with questions of national identity, sovereignty, and the future direction of the continent. The sense of European solidarity, already tested by recent crises, could fracture even further, leading to instability both within countries and across borders. For BRICS, however, the potential gains are enormous. Welcoming EU members into their fold would be a major diplomatic victory, instantly boosting the group's legitimacy and influence on the world stage. It would signal that BRICS is not just an alliance of emerging economies, but a truly global force capable of attracting established powers from the West. This could encourage other countries to reconsider their alliances and look to BRICS as a viable alternative to traditional Western institutions. Economically, BRICS would gain a crucial foothold in the EU's vast market and decision-making processes. This could open up new trade routes, investment opportunities, and strategic partnerships, reshaping the global economic order. The integration of EU economies into BRICS could also lead to new policies and initiatives that challenge the dominance of the US dollar and other Western financial systems. The global balance of power would begin to shift in unpredictable ways. Europe's cohesion and identity would be at stake, as the continent faces the possibility of being pulled in different directions by competing alliances. The choices made in the coming months could redefine not only Europe's future, but also the shape of international relations for years to come. In this high-stakes geopolitical chess game, the decisions of a few countries could alter the fate of entire regions. The world is watching closely, as the next moves will determine whether Europe remains united or enters a new era of division and uncertainty. Experts are split on BRICS' true power. Some see it as a real challenger to the West, especially if EU nations join. They argue BRICS' size and resources could tip the global balance. Others call it a paper tiger, too divided to act as a unified force. Internal differences, democracy versus autocracy, economic competition, limit its effectiveness. Skeptics say Hungary and Greece are using BRICS for leverage, not a real break. The truth likely lies between. BRICS is influential, but its internal contradictions remain a challenge. Its future as a global rival depends on overcoming these divisions. The world is entering a new era. American dominance is over, and alliances are shifting. BRICS' expansion into Europe is a sign of this transformation. The West faces a choice: resist and risk deeper divisions, or adapt and reform. The EU must address its own fractures to remain relevant. The coming months will shape the future. Will Europe hold together, and can BRICS become a true alternative? The only certainty is change. The old world order is gone, and a new map is being drawn. The choices made now will echo for decades.